Once you get into the electronic timesheet, this is what you'll see. It should look like a traditional paper and pencil timesheet, and hopefully it's intuitive. At the top, you'll see this indication of pay period. It defaults to the current pay period, but you can hit previous to see activity or time worked from the last period. Hit current to get back on this one. You'll see the dates of that pay period are along the left here. And the first thing we should show you how to do is to clock in. So click into the box, and if you got there at 8 a.m., you can simply put 8A, and you left at 3:25 p. You hit save, and you'll see that the system has calculated your hours for that time. If you have made an error, the way you edit is easy. Click back into the to that cell where you made the error, and let's just say you meant to say that it was 2:35. Hit save, and it will be corrected. If you work for a period, leave, and then come back, as I know some people do, you can represent that by entering into this second grid. So you returned it 1:30 and stayed until 3. Hit save, and you will see that it calculated those hours correctly, and you know you've done it right. The other thing to learn is how to represent paid time off, and you see all the choices here, all the different kinds of paid time off. Let's just say for this exercise you had a sick day. You enter in the amount of hours that you're scheduled to work in a day. For this example, we'll say 7.5, and you will see that that gets recorded, and it goes to payroll, and they understand what happened, and that will be tracked. The last thing has to do with van driver pay and one-on-one aid pay. Just want to stress, if you regularly do that, if you're regularly someone who drives the van or is a one-on-one aid, your payment for that is entered into payroll already. There's nothing you need to do on your electronic timesheet to let payroll know about that. On the other hand, if you fill in for someone driving the van, or you usually drive the van and do not one day for any reason, that you do have to represent on the electronic timesheet. And here's how you would do that. Down here you'll see add a pay adjustment, and up here are the choices as you see. So you have van driver deduction, and then the same thing for one-on-one aid, so forth. So in this case, here's the substitute van driver. If you don't know how much you should get paid for that, ask your supervisor. But in this case, let's just say it's $35. You would add that, and that is tabulated down here, and that will go to payroll, and you will be paid for that time. The other example is the other way. If you usually do drive the van and don't that day, you put in the van driver deduction and the amount, I'm sorry, negative $35, and add that, and you will see that that will show up as a negative and will be calculated such in your paycheck.